Manu Ampim, brothers and sisters. This is Michael M. Hotep from the African History Network show, and I want to invite you to tune in to this Thursday show, July 5th, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as our guest once again is going to be Professor Manu Ampim, who's the chairman of the Social Sciences Department at Contra Costa College in California. Professor Manu Ampim has been on before, and we talked about the need for primary research in Africana studies. We've also talked about with him in the past the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. they don't want you to know about, as well as the distortion of the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This Thursday, we're going to talk about, once again, the need for primary research in Africana studies. We can't just go by what's in the history books. We actually have to do the archaeological research. We're also going to talk about a new project that he's involved in called the Save Nubia Project. And what's happening right now in the Sudan, the Sudanese government has obtained construction contracts to build dams. And once these dams are built, they're immediately going to flood nearby areas that hold a lot of archaeological evidence that show the history of the Nubian people there. And this is going to wipe out about 5,000 years of Nubian history and artifacts, archaeological evidence, things of that nature. So we can't let this happen. And if you remember, the northern portion of the Sudan and the southern portion of Egypt is what historically was called Nubia. So he's going to tell us about that project and how we can help and what that project is all about, what their goals are. And also he's going to tell us about an upcoming book, a very exciting upcoming book that he has dealing with the fraud of the Willie Lynch speech of 1712. So he's going to talk about how that speech is a fraud, provide extensive evidence. And if you've been listening to the African History Network show recently, I've talked about some essays that he has written. He's written 3 essays entitled Dept to the Willie Lynch speech, parts 1, 2, and 3. I encourage you to go to his website, manuampim.com. That's ManuAmpim.com, to read those speeches as well. He provides overwhelming evidence showing that that speech is a 20th century creation and not an 18th century creation. And in the most recent lectures I've done dealing with the fraud of the Willie Lynch speech of 1712, fact or fiction, and the one I just did, Reclaiming Our History to Break Free of the Fictitious Willie Lynch speech, I actually used some of his work as sources for that information. So we're going to have a fantastic show this Thursday. We're going to talk about some other topics as well. You'll be able to call in also. You can call in at area code 914-338-1375. That's 914-338-1375. You can listen by phone and call that number for comments and questions while we're on live, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also visit our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. That's AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. And we have the link for the show at the top of the page. And you can also listen to podcasts of various shows from AfricanHistoryNetwork.com as well. Or you can visit our Blog Talk page, which is blogtalkradio.com/The African History Network Show. That's blogtalkradio.com/The African History Network Show. So please tell your friends about the show as well. And Thursday, July 12th, the following week, we're going to have back on our show Dr. David M. Hotep, who is the author of a fantastic book, The First Americans Were Africans, Documented Evidence. You don't want to miss that. He talks about an African presence in the territory today known as South Carolina that goes back 50,000 years. So it's a fantastic book, a lot of information in there. You don't want to miss that lecture. A lot of information in there. So it's a fantastic book. You don't want to miss that interview. A lot of information we're going to cover also on Thursday, July 12th. You can also visit us on Facebook. The African History Network is our Facebook fan page, The African History Network. And follow us on Twitter at the AHN Show. That's at the AHN Show. Now, our current promotion on AfricanHistoryNetwork.com is if you spend $100 or more, you're going to get the lecture I just did June 3rd, the Willie Lynch speech of 1712, Fact or Fiction, Strategies to Empower African Americans for the 21st Century. This is item number 726. It's a $15 value. You'll also get the speech I just did June 23rd, Reclaiming Our History to Break Free of the Fictitious Willie Lynch speech, which is item number 728. That's a 4-hour presentation. It's on 2 DVDs. You'll get item number 726 and 728 absolutely free, and you will see those automatically. That's if you spend $100 or more. on our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. We have a wide selection of African history DVD lectures and CDs to help educate, empower, and inspire people of African descent throughout the U.S. and around the world. And remember, when you support the African History Network, that helps us to stay on the air, helps us to pay the bills that we incur running the network and doing the work that we do. I also want to let you know that in the Detroit area, Saturday, July 14th, I'll be doing another lecture, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Nandy's Knowledge Cafe, which is located at 12511 Woodward Avenue in Highland Park, Michigan. If this is going to be a fantastic presentation, you don't want to miss this. The name of this lecture is going to be The Media's Deliberate Destruction of the African American Family. The media's deliberate destruction of the African American family. We're going to deal with how statistics that are put out by the media, dealing with relationships and marriage and things like that, are being misrepresented, and they are done purposely to cause hysteria in the community. We're also going to deal with a lot of the negative images that have historically been in the media, whether it's movies, TV shows, things of that nature, and we're going to bring it up to date as well. We're going to talk about how to combat that. We'll also talk about how commercialized hip-hop is having a negative effect on our youth. We're going to talk about that and many other topics, so you don't want to miss that. Saturday, July 14th, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Nandy's Knowledge Cafe, located at 12511 Woodward Avenue in Highland Park, Michigan. For more information, give us a call at 313-462-0003. That's 313-462-0003. Or you can email us at info@AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. That's info@AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. And this will be a free event once again, and we will accept donations at the event also. So tune in this Thursday, July 5th, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember, we focus on educating, empowering, and inspiring people of African descent throughout the diaspora and around the world. Right now, let's correct wrong behavior. Manu Amipm.